Hey, Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny. You can follow me on all my socials. Pretty much Twitter's the only one I'm really on. But follow me on Twitter, Detroit_Lenny. I'm a pretty funny guy on Twitter. At least that's what my friend Tate says. This is the Bet Win Repeat show. I am, like I said, Detroit Lenny. This is Picks and Parlays. Follow us Monday through Friday for the Bet Win Repeat show at 1 o'clock Eastern. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, going over today's MLB card. Pretty soon be going over college games, NFL as well. Anything you got, any questions you have for us in the chat, drop them in the chat. We'll be more than happy to answer them. And when I say we, I mean Jesse Schewel. He is here with us today. We're going to bring him in. What's up, Jesse Schewel? I'm going to put you on this side so it matches.
Just having myself a cup of coffee and really excited about week 0 in 48 hours?
What's that? Today's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah. So yes, like that, 48 hours. What do you like? I mean, college football. I mean, we talked a lot about college football. I feel like I've talked a lot. Real quick, little housekeeping thing before we get into college football. Tony Carpio won the last this week's weekly contest that started on Monday. Or no, I'm sorry. Rewind. Remix. Tony Carpio won last week's weekly contest that started a week ago Monday that had just finished yesterday. Him and Paula Thatcher were battling it out. It's kind of like a last man standing, and they both kept winning, so they kept picking, and then boom. So he won yesterday. Congratulations to him. He's on the Facebook page. He's been tagged, everything. He knows what to do. This week's weekly contest that started Monday. Last week, great. We went a week and a half. This week, we're done on Thursday. Wednesday. We did not have a good Tuesday, all of you that joined. So Alex Fox won that contest. So shout out to both Tony Carpio and Alex Fox. You should see a tag with you on Facebook there. You win $100 and a t-shirt. Craig Trapp should be you should reach out to Craig Trapp. Don't wait for him to reach out to you. That shit will never happen. I'm just saying, if you're waiting for him to call you, it ain't happening. I don't know what to tell you. Reach out to him. You both been tagged on Facebook. Congratulations to you guys. Weekly contest will not be here next week. So we're taking a week off from that bye week because we are preparing for a new NFL contest. Details to follow coming soon, but don't be alarmed when everybody freaks out. If you're looking for a contest, though, head over to Picks and Parlays contest page. Get signed up in the Facebook group page. It's real easy. You just ask to join, and one of 4 or 5 people will approve it. Join the group. We're almost at 3,000 members. We're trying to get more people to join the members group there. We've had an influx of members, or an influx. We had a lot of members the last 6 months. So we're trying to get to 3,000 members there. We're at like 27 something. The NFL contest is going to be legit. 5 picks a week. Very similar to like a super contest at the Westgate or Circa, if you guys are familiar with them. And whoever wins. We're not chicken. It's not a month. It's not a year thing. It'll be week to week. And there's some money on the line there. There could be a championship belt if I can get Craig to approve it. But really, I just want one for myself. So I don't know. But anyways, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, drop in the comment section what questions you have, what you're on today, parlay, teaser, single, individual picks, whatever you got, swing it at me and Jesse. Let's talk some college football. Yes, college football. Sorry, I went off on a tangent there. Saturday, we got I feel like I've done nothing but talk college football this week. And I don't hate it. I'm not complaining by any means. But the only 2 games people seem to talk about is this Navy Notre Dame game and Hawaii and Vanderbilt. I don't hear a lot of people trouting out USC San Jose State. I can't wait to watch that game. I
can't wait to hear your thoughts on it, Lenny, because I was just I'm getting ready to do a week 0 preview, and I want to include that game in it. And my early lean is to the over just because, Lincoln Riley, all offense, no defense. I
All
think
gas, no
USC
break.
wants to start off with a bang. College football, not like the NFL. You got the rankings, and you need to build a resume. You got players that are gearing for awards like back-to-back Heisman, maybe for Caleb Williams. But on the other side, Chavin Cordero is a pretty decent quarterback coming off of a pretty decent year, and he's a senior, like a fifth year or sixth, whatever, super senior, I guess they call that.
Yeah, because they got that because of COVID, right? They get an extra year of eligibility.
That super senior.
Yeah, so this dude's like, what is he, 30 years old now? He's a senior in
It's
college.
like a Stetson Bennett,
Yeah, I mean, more power to him and everything. I love USC here. I mean, I don't know how else to say that.
I'm an anti-USC guy. I'm almost never on USC because everybody loves them so much that you very rarely get USC. You don't catch anybody sleeping on USC. Let's say it that way.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Listen. I just don't think this game. I don't hate the over. By the way, I know you mentioned that. I don't hate that because you're right. Defense it's not even optional. It's just not played USC. I mean, it is all. They're just gonna. Their game plan is to. They're just gonna sprint out the gate and they're gonna score as many points and as often as they can and hope for the best. Defensively, San Jose State though. I'm not a big USC guy either. I do like Caleb Williams. I think if that guy stays, I really do think USC. You could talk to USC in the college football playoffs. I think they could give some teams some run for the money this year. I really like them this year, but I feel like everybody likes them this year. So I hate to be the one that's.
What do you make of the turnover ratio from last year? Do you think they can do that again, or is that a concern for you at all? Because I'm the type of guy when I see a team build up a resume like that, like, oh, they continue to get a big plus margin in turnovers. I'm looking for regression to the mean. Right. in my couple decades of handicapping sports, stuff like that always turns back on its face, right? It never lasts.
Or later comes around full circle. Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts?
So my thing is with turnover is it happens everywhere. So I take it with a grain of salt. I don't look too much into it, but I do, but I don't. I should say that. Mm-hmm. I am biased to certain. I think it matters in certain conferences as opposed to others, but I can't say that I put too much weight on it. I'm guessing you look more into that than it sounds like I have.
Well, they say that you can't handicap turnovers, right? Because you can't predict them, you can't count on them. But you can certainly make a mental note. Like, for example, if you got a team like USC and their turnover ratio is so outside the norm, and you have to ask yourself, what would their record be? What would their numbers be if they had more of a middle of the road turnover ratio? And if they were more like an average team? And then you try to do the math. Where would they be? How many wins would they have? How many points would they have scored? How many points would they have allowed? And you can rationalize it if it's a team like with a great defense that's forcing turnovers, a lot of sack fumbles and a great secondary getting a ton of picks, then you can say, well, they can continue doing this. USC doesn't really fit the mold of a team that you would expect to continue to force more turnovers than they give up.
Right.
So I'd be inclined to say, listen, I would expect that to correct itself this year. I don't think you can count on USC getting twice as many turnovers as they're giving up. 100%. And that could thwart their ability to cover these 30-35 point spreads that they're going to be asked to cover. So, and I'm not talking about this game in particular, but I'm just as a whole.
General, right? Yeah. Yeah, so you bring up a good point. I could see where you're going with that, but I don't. This particular game, I see USC. Listen, I'm not going to be on USC to cover this kind of big number all year by any means, but San Jose State, I think, is going to be very bad, like very, very bad. And if you're looking at the over, for example, I think it's at 65, 66, it's mid 60s. You need USC to score you 50 points. And I'm not opposed to that happening.
Yeah, I mean, USC should score 50. They should score 50 points, really. I mean, you figure they what did they average last year? Something around the high 30s, early 40s or something. And this is not an average team. This is a middle of the road, bottom end Mountain West team that's not going to be able to stop them. So, yeah, they should score, 45 to 50 points in this game.
I'm curious what their team total is. There, if that's got to be out. Yeah, hold on.
But I think they're giving up 22 is the thing. I don't think they're.
I can see scoring 20 points, and God, I hate to say this, backdoor covering, but I don't think that happens at all. I think USC just runs away with this thing. And the first half might be a bet too.
52 to 21.
First half is 18. You can get minus 18.5. That might be a better bet. USC than instead of full game for me. But I'm just looking here. I don't know how to play your prompts right now. Whatever. This book. My internet sucks right now.
Man, is there a sport that Davis Heckle doesn't bet on?
No, not even a little bit. Archie Manning doesn't start minus 150. Is Archie Manning playing ball this year?
Texas, I believe.
Texas, right?
But they've got a crowded quarterback room.
That's what I'm saying. Is he going to start there? Yeah, he's on Pittsburgh, L.A., Mexico City. Jesse's bored with me. London Spirit. He's betting cricket. I don't even know what this is, but Davis comes in here every day, and thank God.
Is anybody adding up at the wins and losses for Davis there?
Not even a little bit.
I'm sure Davis is. Davis, tell us what the numbers are. Give us some numbers.
He won't. He never responds to me. He hates me. He just comes in here every day. He hits the thumbs up button. Davis hits the thumbs up button like a champ, like an adult. If you guys haven't already, you need to hit that thumbs up button, like, comment, share, reply. And then Davis puts in everything that he's on for the day in the chat. So we love Davis. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you all the time. Rory, I know this guy, Rory McIlroy. This is golf. Sometimes you have to guess what sport it is too, because he'll just put stuff in there like, just like France. And is it France? Is this a basketball thing? Is this a soccer thing? Is this a cricket thing? Because cricket's in the mix now too. Arizona, is this MLS? Is this the Diamondbacks? I don't know. If you were entering a contest on the show with Allie Burns, she'd have lost her shit. You got to be more specific, Davis. Anything else you're interested in this week?
Hawaii, we didn't talk Hawaii Vanderbilt. So the USC game, I'm just floating ideas there. I'm not betting. I wouldn't bet on that game with Lenny's money, guys. I wouldn't bet on that game with Lenny's money. No.
Oh, I'll probably on first half now that I saw that because it's. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
But I do have a free play up at Picks and Parlays on Vanderbilt minus the 17. This looks like it almost looks too easy, but Hawaii is a mess. I mean, they're playing in a high school football stadium. Who in their right mind wants to go play football at Hawaii right now, given all the troubles that they have, the travel schedule. It's a place to go nowhere fast, in my opinion. It's a shadow of what it used to be. And they got to travel all the way to Vanderbilt, play a game that they're expected to lose badly against a team that beat them by 50 plus last year on their home turf. You could tell me there's a revenge angle there, but when somebody lays a whooping like that, blows you out by 50, I don't think there's no revenge happening. If anything, Vanderbilt should be better this year. And the kicker, the real thing that puts the icing on the cake for me is Vandy plays like 5 days later at home against Stanford. So they got to fly all the way back and prepare for that home opener, a game that they have a much better chance of competing in. So in my mind, if Vandy's down by like 15 or 20 at the half, I say pull your starters, put the backups in, lick your wounds, get ready to jump on that plane, go home and prep for Stanford, rather than fighting like a dog to get a backdoor cover. So I like Vandy minus the 17 there.
I love Vandy here in this spot. I'm not. I don't think Vandy's very good either. Too, by the way, let me just say that I think they're better than they will be better than they were last year. But Hawaii, I don't think they're going to be worse than they were last year. And they're both. Neither one of them are very contending for anything, in my opinion, in either one of their conferences. This is a shit show, Hawaii Vanderbilt, in my opinion, and I'm on Vandy. I am. I'm already bet it. I'll take the minus 17.5. Randy says people get on Stetson for being 25 or being 25, but Tennessee Vols quarterbacks 25 too. They just mad Stetson's holding up those trophies. Yeah, listen. I'm a Georgia. I'm Georgia Bulldogs to repeat this year. There's not anybody, I don't think, pending any injuries. I don't think. Let's talk about that. Who do you have winning the whole thing? College football.
I mean, that's a tough question.
It's a loaded question for sure. I know, and I'm totally coming at you like I'm no preparation.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't say that I haven't thought about it, but I think all the contenders have their question marks. Georgia's got a lot of player turnover. So I'm not just going to throw Georgia out as the repeat champions. I'm not really. Everybody's high on Michigan. I'm not really sold on Michigan.
Michigan won't make the college football playoffs.
Yeah, I don't like Ohio State either. The way they lost that game to Michigan last year was kind of disgusting. I don't know. It feels like one of those years where it's going to be I'd say if you're going to bet on somebody to win the national championship, make sure you're getting like 25-1 or better, because it does seem like it's wide open. To me, that everybody's got their question marks.
Fair enough. We'll talk a little baseball real quick. There are some updates going on. This Dodgers Guardians game from yesterday that got redone or whatever.
Picked up halfway through or something?
4-1. Yeah, there was some weather or something. That's 4-1 top of the sixth. And then Nationals Yankees 1-0 bottom of the first. Sounds like Judge jacked the homer. And then Colorado and the Rays just started as well. I forgot this early baseball shit is killing me. Because I don't know. I got to start doing my video picks at night, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. That's just me complaining. I was going to do a parlay party, folks, and it's kind of lost its shelf life now. I like what kind of baseball we like today? Anything? I
like the ugliest game on the card. Oakland at the White Sox. I'll take the White Sox in this spot. You got the tired bat scenario, Oakland coming into Chicago for a game one, and Chicago's coming off of a home win over Seattle, snapping the Mariners 9-game win streak, which cost me money because I had Seattle as the run line favorite in the series finale yesterday. But the guy going for the White Sox has been pretty good out of the bullpen. I think he had one start, was okay. I mean, he's a guy that has potential, and his numbers aren't bad. He's got an ERA under 4. And, you got Ken Waldichuk going for Oakland, who's been lit up all year. And at the end of the day, it's Oakland. And, the White Sox aren't great, but they're better than Oakland. It's kind of a short price. They're at home. it's that time of year, Lenny, where it's getting tougher to pick baseball games because the clear-cut favorites are 2-1 or higher, and you end up having to bet on games like this,
Yeah,
Chicago
you don't
and
want to pay too much
Oakland.
juice, but then again, you don't pay juice on winners. Um, I don't like a whole lot of baseball today. I like I hate that I like these two plays for me, but I'm on the Astros and I'm on the Twins. And they seem like too obvious. So that's why I don't like them. But I'm on the Twins not to bat in the ninth and the Astros. I'm on both of them money line in a parlay and I'm also on the Rangers Twins Nerfy. That's the
Some good bets, I think.
baseball card today. And then both football games, I'm on the under.
Really?
And that's 100% just blind on the unders this week.
I like both favorites in the NFL X tonight, but I didn't like them good enough to play them. I guess we did talk about the Pittsburgh game on Monday.
Yeah.
The money's come in on Pittsburgh there.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like that. And then there's the Colts Eagles tonight, which I'm just really not into the last week of preseason. Like I bet preseason football and I do okay with it, but and some people love it or hate it and whatever. And I love it, but I don't bet a lot of it. I am definitely more pick and choose my battles, but the final week of preseason, I usually just stop because I'm good. As soon as you start to get an angle, you don't have one. And usually it's like the last week of the year traditionally has always been nothing. And nobody wants to get hurt, but now you have a whole week off in between that. Does that really factor too much into your handicapping for week 3 of preseason, the final week of preseason?
Well, it makes it more difficult because it used to be in week 3, most teams are going to play their starters. Dress rehearsal week, we used to call it. Yep. And now it's more team by team. Every coach has a different philosophy. But, I mean, when you look at the Colts-Eagles game here, it seems quite clear. Sirianni is a guy that doesn't traditionally play starters in the preseason.
Right.
They're a team that went to the Super Bowl last year. They're not looking to, everybody's back for the Eagles. They're not looking to, reinvent the wheel. They know where they're at. They know where they're going. They know where they want to go. There's really nothing for the Eagles to do here. But for the Colts, they're starting. They've already named Anthony Richardson the starter, which I think is crazy. I think it's insane. But the fact that they're going to start him in this game, this is obviously designed to get him a feel-good, go in with some positive. They really want and need him to come in there and engineer a couple good drives to go get his confidence up heading into the regular season, which means they're going to be playing all their starters. They're going to be going for the gusto. I mean, they are highly motivated, at least while he's in the game. And then you've got backup quarterbacks that are probably going to see the field this season. They're going to want to show what they can do as well. And, like I said, a motivational mismatch, in my opinion.
100% there.
But it's reflected in the line as well.
Yeah, I don't like. I just can't stand when. I mean, I get if you have to. Like, obviously, there's always a scenario where you have to, but I'm not a big fan of having to starting a rookie quarterback. You're just throwing them into the wolves kind of situation. Jonathan Taylor's requested a trade out of there. So now he doesn't have, if he had a stud running back behind him that he could rely on, then sure, then you want that. Maybe that's a little easier that pill to swallow, but the Colts are going to be bad unless Anthony Richardson is some kind of, I do think he could be a good NFL quarterback. I think he could be a future quarterback for the Colts for sure. But I mean,
could, but I fail to see where the evidence is coming from. 7 college starts, sort of spotty a lot of feast or famine, a lot of highlight reel stuff, but also plenty of mistakes. The style he plays is kind of risk. It's certainly high risk. You throw him in and behind a spotty offensive line with a lack of talent around him. How is he supposed to succeed in that situation? It seems like a real long shot to me.
You're setting him up for failure. And what the hell's wrong with Gardner Minshew? He has veteran quarterback status. He's a journeyman guy. He's played plenty of NFL snaps. I mean, I get it. Gardner Minshew is not taking you to the Super Bowl.
But you're not going to the Super Bowl anyway.
You ain't going anyway, right?
It'll put butts on seats. He'll keep them competitive. I mean, nobody wants to play a team with Gardner Minshew. People aren't dying to play against Gardner Minshew, I don't think. I mean, he's a competitive guy.
Right. And then don't get me wrong. I mean, Anthony Richardson come out and be the, greatest quarterback ever or what? Who knows? I'm not knocking him. I haven't watched zero preseason of him or anything like that. I don't know how he's necessarily doing in camp, except for what I read. And I hear he's progressing well, but this dude, there's no resume. Like, I don't know. It's
well, and when you look at the style of play too, there's a history of, you could say there's a history of success because there's a lot of guys that sort of fit this mold, the hyper athletic, dual threat, and they come out and they have some early success, but it always ends in disaster, in my opinion. And people should not make the mistake that this is a slight on dual threat quarterbacks, because there is guys that have made it, like Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson have a sort of a different style that they can run, they can pass. That has proven to be a successful Super Bowl winning formula. But this kind of more, let's say RG3 type, Mike Vick, even throw Mike Vick in there.
Yeah, Vick, I don't want to put the I don't want to put the label of like an RG3 on him, because RG3 didn't have the best career. But I see Anthony Richardson like that, like RG3. That was a great comparison to him. And I mean, listen, here's what you get out of the Colts. You get a bad offensive line traditionally, just historically, I should say. And Andrew Luck said, F this, I'm out. Like, you can't protect me, I'm out. I mean, he's like, I'm taking too many injuries, retired early. You can't have it. You haven't had a good quarterback there since Peyton Manning. So maybe you should build, fat guys win Super Bowls. I say it all the time. Build your offensive line, build that D line, build from the inside out. But instead, a lot of these teams go out and they just get the flashy guy. They want the guy that's going to, headlines, sell jerseys, shit like that. And I feel like the Colts are just a cluster, because Jonathan Taylor doesn't want anything to do with them. Publicly fighting with the owner. You're not going to get paid that way. And the owner, Jim Irsay, like, dude, grow the hell up. I get you're an NFL owner and you're a bad man and you're top dog and you're king shit, but you can't publicly call out your players like that. You can't do shit like that. And for a guy who's been nothing but a stud for you, I go on a tangent about NFL owners and whatever, but I can't stand it.
Or just the blatant disrespect of the running back position in general.
So the system for a running back now is draft a running back, keep him on his rookie contract. If he's really good, franchise him for a year. And then if he's really good, draft another one after that. Okay? Because some people call it disrespect. I just think it's late. It's how the game has evolved and what that position means now. It's a quarter. It's a kind of like it's a round table. It's just an in and out. It's universal, plug and play. I
can already see the writing on the wall that Bill Belichick is going to make this into an advantage for himself, and he's going to pick up all these veteran running backs that nobody wants.
Yeah.
That's my first thought when he signed Zeke was, man, I think this might work out for this. It kind of reminds me of the whole white wide receiver thing that he did for a while when he had the Wes Welkers of the world, who I guess Julian Edelman, Wes Welker. He had a bunch of them that nobody wanted them. They turned into stars. I guess they had Tom Brady throwing the ball, so that helped. But
I guess it helps a little.
A little, yeah.
Yeah, just a little. Randy has a good question. If you tease with 7 points through 0 instead of 6, is that a good teaser? Jacksonville plus 3.5, sure looking better than that before the rookie got the job. Jacksonville should win. What are your thoughts on teasing through 0 or anything?
Yeah, no, I think that 6 or 7 you don't tease through 0. I used to do more teasers in my younger years. I've sort of laid off of it. Not a fan of it as much anymore. I like teasing side and total in certain matchups. I've stopped doing it because the leagues kind of changed. Back in the day when it was play defense and run the ball, old school Baltimore Ravens type, type football. Yeah, and you had these teams that are trying to win games 16-13. You're taking the dog, a 3-point dog, teasing them to 9 or 10, and then adding a few points on the total, and all of a sudden you got yourself a pretty good teaser, side total teaser. But now even bad weather Bears games can get to 50-60 points nowadays with the way that the game is played.
I've mixed. So for me, it's situational with this. And Randy, this is not the answer you're looking for, a clear cut yes or no, but it's very situational for me. It depends on the game and everything. Like if you have Jacksonville plus 3, say, and I'm going to tease or -3, you take that to +3. Some people like doing that. Some people will take the other team that's already getting 3 and just take them +10 and stuff like that. So like I can get a little analytical, it's a little bit too much sometimes. So if it's a situation where I don't want to tease through 0, I just kind of stay off of that. But I like the teams that are 8-point favorites, 9-point favorites, and teasing them down to a 3-point favorite. Because I think they win by a touchdown, but I don't know if they win by 8 or not, or like double digits, kind of shit like that. I also like to tease, like the Lions are getting 7.5 points week 1, day 1. And I know I'm a Lions fan and I sound like a homer and all that shit, but they're getting 7.5 points. I'm going to tease that over 10 because I got to tease through the 10 number, in my opinion. I'd rather do the Lions plus over 10 than I would Kansas City down to almost 0 in a money line, in my opinion.
What's the deal with Jared Goff?
What about him? He's a genius.
Well, he hasn't played in the preseason, right?
Yeah. I'm not worried too much about that because
he's good to go week 1.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. We signed Teddy Bridgewater. We know he's the immediate backup. Hendon Hooker we drafted. He will probably get activated at some point this year, but not. He should not touch the field for a while.
But as far as week 1, Jared Goff's going to be good to go.
Week 1, Jared Goff out the gate, out of the gate. And I think Saturday they play Saturday. They play Friday or Saturday. I'm trying to think. They play Friday tomorrow. Look, I think we'll see. I don't know. Dan Campbell's. There is no rhyme to reason with him. There's no pattern. You can't pattern him. You can't put historically he does this or that or whatever. He wakes up that day and makes his decision, I'm pretty sure. But I think I would like to see a little Jared Goff just to get some snaps under his belt in the preseason. I don't want week 1 Thursday night football in Kansas City to be the first time Jared Goff takes a snap in competition. I don't want that to happen, but I don't want him to play a whole lot either. Like I know like the Jets are going to play Aaron Rodgers a little bit just so they get him acclimated with like MetLife Stadium and stuff like that. That's different. New team. This is, Jared Goff's, it's not, I'm not really worried about it. I'm not worried about Jared Goff at all this year. I think I don't know if he can duplicate his single interception total last year, but he's a serviceable quarterback. But Randy, I hope that probably doesn't answer any of you answer your question at all, and I apologize. Any pitcher props you like today? I do not. I'm not really on a whole lot of baseball. I told you guys what I was on in baseball, and I'm on the Nerfy. I mean, that's kind of a pitcher prop in the Texas Twins game. But that's pretty much about it. I don't like a whole lot of it. It's short card, weird card today. Not like a small card, but a weird card. And I just my baseball's been kind of shit lately, so
I'll give Ryan a pitcher prop.
Pitcher prop.
JP France to record the win today. Lenny already said he likes Houston. JP France has quietly been one of the best pitchers in the majors over the last 2 months. Not a lot of people are talking about him. You're not hearing all this hype about. Maybe you are if you live in Houston, but he's not the biggest name in their rotation. They got bigger names there, but they've won 8 of his last 9 starts, and they lost his last start 2-0 to the Red Hot Mariners. He only allowed 2 runs. He struck out 7 in 6 innings. Obviously, it wasn't his fault when his team couldn't give him any run production, and I expect them to give him some runs here today. I expect him to be dominant. I think his ERA in his last 5 starts is something like 1.41 or something like that. So, and he's a guy that usually goes 6 or 7 innings. So you'll probably get some good plus money on JP France to get the win.
Yeah, I was going to say, does anybody know what the JP stands for? I'm just curious by far. And by the way, he's got a pretty, I'm a guy that will, first of all, let me just say this about JP France. Solid guy. You mentioned he'll go 6-7 innings. He's definitely a guy that, you can count on to go that distance and get you deep into the innings and stuff like that. Solid ERA, solid number 2 guy. Like, he's not Justin Verlander or anything like that. In my opinion, I think he's a little bit better right now in his career, but that's my opinion. But can we just talk? This dude has a solid mustache, okay? And that's a guy.
Glasses.
He has
and
a
glasses.
handlebar mustache. It is solid. It's not overdone. Okay, he looks like a dude that came here to throw strikes, and he's just gonna win. You know what I mean? He just looks like that kind of guy. So yeah, I get behind JP Francis. May have good prop today. But I was curious. Does anybody know what the JP stands for? Like, is it like in my family? It's definitely John Paul. Okay, like you can't tell you how many cousins I have named John Paul.
Well, his last name is France, so I'm going to go Jean Pierre.
Jean Pierre. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last name is France, right?
That's fair, but I mean that's fair. But what if it's like I don't know.
Jake Paul?
What if it's like Jorge Patrick?
Oh, that's a scary thought. There's probably teenage moms naming their kids Jake Paul and Logan Paul as we speak.
God, poor kids. I should have guessed that.
In 20 years, there's going to be adults running around America named Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
If you'd have told me he was Irish, like descent, I would have got John Patrick. I have a lot of John Patricks in my family as well. You can almost guess every one of my cousins' names. What else we got go? We talked college football. We talked NFL. We talked MLB. You got anything going on? Tell them where they can find you and all your premium plays, picksandparlays.net and all that good stuff. What do you got going on for the weekend?
Okay, I got 2 premium baseball plays for today. One of them goes off in like 10 minutes. You're going to want to get that. I got my preseason game of the year on Saturday. That's testing a 10-1 run with my last 11 premium NFL preseason plays. Of course, that's dating back to last year. I'm only 3-1 so far this year, but I got one more play. I'm hoping to finish the preseason 4-1. That's 80%. Let's cross our fingers. Hope that comes in. I got a free play on Vanderbilt. You can check that out on my homepage. And I will have college football plays for week 0 posted shortly, as soon as the lines come up.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. Picksandparlays.net is where you can find Jesse Shields premium plays. Use that promo code MLB, save you 20% off the entire site over there. This has been the Bet Win Repeat Show. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I think I'm going to bet Bay over with win total. Just heard it's a good bet.
Well, if you tune into Midday Money, he's pretty high on the Packers this year.
I know, and he's wrong. Sean Higgs, I'm saying rolled tape back. I'm going to get all kinds of crap for this. He's wrong. In this,
I mean, he has himself
Sean
one hell of a resume.
The depth of hell with his picks. Ride or die, Sean Higgs, Midday Money. I am a fan of I for sure. But in this, and I know I'm just listen. Let me put the right hand on for you guys, so you guys can see. Just so we're all clear, this is a homer thing for me. I'm against the Green Bay Packers. I think the Vikings are a decent team. They won't get as lucky as they did last year in those one-score wins. The Bears are a cluster, so they will be in the bottom of the division. But I'm not sold on Green Bay. I get it's addition by subtraction without Aaron Rodgers, but I've seen Jordan Love. Everybody forgets Jordan Love's played NFL football. He's taken snaps, and he ain't done shit. I ain't worried.
I'm on the fence because I'm unsure about LaFleur. I don't like what I've seen from LaFleur since he's been there, but he might have been handcuffed by Aaron Rodgers. To be honest,
I think he was handcuffed by Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers probably had too much pull, so it'll be interesting to see what LaFleur can do now that Rodgers is off his back. So for me, it's a big question mark. I wouldn't want to bank heavily on their success. That's for sure.
Yeah, but
but I won't be surprised either.
It's Jordan Love, not Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, backfield, whatever. That's fine. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jalen Reed. Stop it.
What about their? They used to have a deep. What about AJ Dillon? And I know they got rid of Williams.
They can run the ball, and they'll.
Do they still have AJ Dillon?
Yep, and they will have a decent.
You seen that guy's legs? That guy's legs are like the size of my beer gut. Like they're and my beer gut's massive. Trust me. But yeah, that guy's got some quads.
I will say this: I don't have it's not Green Bay's offense for me. Their defense is shit. And you know how people are going to beat them? They're just going to run the ball up the middle. And they have yet to address that, so I'm not really worried about that. That's where I'm at. But that's just me being a Lions fan. That's my rant. You started it, Randy. Just say it's all your fault. That's my rant. You guys should tune in. By the way, Bet Win Repeat on Thursdays. Now I have everybody here on Thursdays. Thursday night football. It'll be Bet Win Repeat after dark. You have to whisper it after dark because it's.
Is it during the game, at halftime, after the game?
It'll be probably I'll be live from start of the second quarter, but it's a halftime show. So I'll come live on here. I'll be on here Thursday night every Thursday night, all of NFL season from week 1. Mm-hmm. I tried to get out of week 1 because my Lions are playing the Chiefs, and I really don't want to hear all kinds of shit in the chat about how my Lions are getting destroyed and embarrassed on week 1 Thursday night football. But I will be here, and I will take it and whatever. There'll probably be a few cocktails involved. There'll probably be some live betting. That is the purpose of the show, to get on some live action at halftime. So I'll probably do like a second quarter to third quarter, depending on how engaged and everything the chat is. We might go the whole game, we might not, but it'll be a live show Thursday Night Football. Tune in, bet will repeat after dark. Provocative. So that will be starting up September 7th. So definitely look for that. Check out the Picks and Parlay contest page. NFL contest is going to be legit. And it ain't going to be easy because I don't do that. This has been Bet But Repeat, though, Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern. Take care. Appreciate Jesse Schewel stopping by every Thursday. We'll see you next week. Nick and Tim Earl are on tomorrow, and maybe we'll talk Sean Higgs. We'll troll his show because he talks shit about the Packers. I'm out of here. We'll see you guys on the next one. Good luck unless you're against me.
Unless you're against me.
I love you, Sean. I love you. I do. You're wrong on the Packers.